What's poppin', everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Zach Lesage here. Today we're going to be covering over the new Temporal Forces version of Charizard EX post-rotation, likely the best deck in format. If there's a deck that can win EUIC, any of the tournaments coming up, I really think it's this one. I did a lot of work and effort putting it into this list, so you want to know what? I'll share my list, we're going to go over it, and yeah, let's see exactly how it turns out. This is it. This is Zard. Zard has been the best deck in format for a hot minute, up in contention with Lost Tina in our current standard, but this deck doesn't really lose much when it comes to rotation, and I think that's really where we gain a lot from this deck. I think Zard looks very similar, so if you've been playing Zard for a while, you might be like, did anything actually change? You might see the pink card, whatever. We'll go over that in a minute. I think Zard is incredibly powerful, and I don't want to make a bold statement at the gate, but I think this is the best deck post-rotation. So I think that's really cool, and it's a bold statement, but it might just be the best deck, and there's a lot of really cool things that I want to go over. Not available on PTCG Live now, but I do have the copy and pastable version in the description if you want to paste it into Limitless Tabletop Simulator, if you want to play with your friends on there, or when the set is available on PTCG Live, we have pretty close to a full import. That being said, if you need any of the cards for this deck, be sure to pick it up from Kayfabe, Atlas, PTCGL store using the discount codes in our description. If you need any of the cards for this deck, any of the current cards, whatever, we'll have pre-orders up for all those cards really soon. Let's jump into the strategy. So when it comes to Zard, not much has actually changed. We see that the large core of the deck has remained intact post-rotation. Now, I know we've split up our Charmanders before to maybe playing the ones from the Pokemon 151 set, the Charmander promo. Now we've switched over the 60 HP Charmanders because Roaring Moon EX is something that we want to try to beat, and after they use their gouging, frenzied gouging attack, we're able to hit them for 30 and knock them out. Even if they have an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, we can maybe get them with the Lost Vacuum, and this one's generally better because Sableye is seeing a little bit less success, at least right now. I decided to go with the 90 HP Charmeleon with Flare Veil, just to give ourselves a little bit more wiggle room in case we face a Sableye, Technical Machine de-evolution, or anything else that could affect it. Zard's still there to go Charmander, Rare Candy, Zard, load up some fire energies, and attack with Burning Darkness. Burning Darkness is actually one of the greatest attacks in the game because you're able to hit for 180 base damage, but you're also able to go, my opponent drew a bunch of prize cards, we're going to do 30, 30, 30, 30, and really scale as the game increases. We have Pidgeot EX there as another support Pokemon for us to be able to search out whatever we want with quick search per turn, whether we need that game-winning boss, or we need to find something as simple as a Buddy Poffin. Lumineon allows us to fetch out our supporters as well, and it can also help us get that Arven turn 1, so we're able to search out whatever we need, such as Buddy Poffin, Rare Candy, whatever we need throughout the entire game. We really have that consistent base. Rotom's going to allow us to draw some cards, and both Lumineon and Rotom are vessels for Forest Seal Stone, so we can, again, search for whatever we want and have a V-Star power in this deck without having a V-Star Pokemon. Manaphy and Jirachi add some sense of protection against both Radiant Greninja and Sableye, just in case anything were to happen. And Radiant Charizard is a powerful attacker for a singular fire energy, though later on we get to the game when your opponent only has 1 or 2 prize cards left. Now, I talked a lot about what's old with the deck. Why don't we start talking about a little bit what's new? I want to give a shout out to JustinBasil.com for providing the proxies. I mean, I check out their website nearly all the time. They're the ones that really keep me up to date, so check them out as well. The first card that's not like Iono's common in a lot of decks. We want to draw cards, ruin our opponent's hand. Arven searches for stuff. Research is a really common card, if not one of the most basic cards in Pokemon. Pitch Draw 7. We want to be able to draw into our cards. We're a Rare Candy deck. We need to evolve into our Pokemon quickly, and Ultra Ball and Nest Ball are both going to be easy to search. But again, what about the new cards? Well, Buddy Poffin, or it might get translated into English as Friendship Poffin, depending on however it goes, searches your deck for 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less and put them onto your bench. Similar to Battle VIP Pass that we've received in other sets, that card's rotated. It's gone from Standard, so we have to have a new way to search our Pokemon. Well, which Pokemon have 70 HP or less? We could search out Charmander, Pidgey, any of those kinds of cards, including our Manaphy, Jirachi. Those are all the cards we could search out. And you might be like, well, what about Rotom? Is Rotom still good? We have Nest Ball now. We've had a little bit more space in the deck because we can cut Level Ball, another card that's rotated, and we can search it out with Nest Ball. Nest Ball also gives us more opportunities to search out our Pokemon. And you might be like, how did you get all the space for all these Nest Balls? Because if the deck played 1 Level Ball before, how did I come up with space for 3 Nest Balls? That's a solid question. We cut Artisans from the deck list, and that's something that Artisan was being played to block Path to the Peak. We played 3-4 stadiums even to block Path to the Peak. That's no longer in Standard format. We're able to get over it and just absolutely just play the hard Nest Ball. It's searchable by Arven. Really, really easy there. Basing our list off of Caleb Rogerson's finalist list from Charlotte Regionals, I like the 6 Fire Energies with the 2 Super Rods. That gives us enough flexibility to attack with Charizard a couple times, maybe attack with Radiant Charizard. We are all good. 1 Vacuum in there for good measure against Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, any other tools that are weird, a stadium we don't want to see in play, and I'm also not pressed to have a switch just in case our opponent brings up something in play, like a Manaphy that we don't want to see in the active. Counter Catcher gives us a good gust, and one thing that I might be omitting here is the new Prime Catcher card. So we can search these out with Arven, and it says switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with the active spot. If you do, switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. Now this is an easy replacement for Switch or a Boss's Orders, but we could just play Switch or a Boss's Orders or a Counter Catcher. The reason why I decided to go with the Maximum Belt A-Spec is because we could just do 50 more damage to our opponent's active Pokemon EX. We knock out anything that's not an EX for the most part. So, can we use Maximum Belt and just absolutely cook a Pokemon like a Charizard EX during Mirror? Can we knock out a Miraidon EX? We're at EX heavy format, and I think Maximum Belt really can put in the effort when it comes to this deck. Small stuff is like Technical Machine De-Evolution, so if you're running against a deck that plays Rare Candy, maybe we could damage their Pokemon, or even just wipe them if they've used too many Rare Candies. We have Defiance Band, it's very similar to Maximum Belt, but if we're not necessarily, like, if we're behind on prize cards, plus 30 is cool. If we're not behind, Maximum Belt's really good as well. And I have a Collapse Stadium, just in case we want to discard one of our Lumineon, Rotom V, or damaged Charizard EX. We need to have some kind of energies to really make things work, but the energy that really excites me is Mist Energy. And it might seem out of place at first, but I think it has some really good uses here. Prevent all effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to the Pokemon this card is attached to. That means if you're playing against a Lost Zone Giratina deck, they can no longer use Star Requiem. Roaring Moon can't use Frenzied Gouging. Sableye can't do any, like, there's a lot of cool things with Mist Energy, and we can protect our Pokemon in play. So overall, we have a powerful deck. We gained protection against some top matchups. We gained new cards that allow us to do more damage. Charizard EX is really where it's at in our post-rotation format. And if you're entering and starting to playtest this format, getting prepared for EUIC, Orlando, Vancouver, any of the events coming up, whatever, this is really a fantastic starting list, if not a great ending list for the deck. I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't change too much from this point. Sure, we could add in some new fire type attackers or anything else like that, but in terms of the metagame right now and what we understand, this looks like an absolutely great part of the deck list. Again, if you need any of these cards, we have our sponsors at Kayfabe, PTCGL Store, and Atlas Collectibles. Be sure to check them out in the description. They'll totally hook you up with these cards as soon as they're available. As you can tell, Charizard seems incredibly strong in our format right now, and it's getting better in Temporal Forces, and it might be the best deck in formats. This deck could easily win EUIC, and I guess we'll find out. But right now, I think this is a great way to, like, build up the deck, see exactly what's going on, and I'm really happy with how the list turned out. So if you haven't already, give this video a like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let us know in the comments what you think about the deck. Do you think it's going to win EUIC? Totally let us know. And if you haven't already, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/TSSwin. If you're trying to protect your Charizard deck, can't really go wrong with Katanas. Think they're absolutely fantastic from Ultimate Guard. I've been playing these at most regionals. They've been great all day. I resleeve at the end of the day because you want to get ready for day 2. But if you don't make day 2, these will last you a day of competition, as for most part. I mean, I haven't had any issues with my Katanas. I think they are fantastic sleeves, so check out Ultimate Guard in the description. And if you're looking to become any better at Pokemon, I do offer one-on-one coaching, so hit me up on Metafy. Link is in the description too. Totally love to help you improve the game and just hang out for sure. That being said, I will let all y'all go. I'm gonna probably go to sleep. It's like midnight now. Peace out and have a great one. Want to support the Shuffle Squad? Be sure to check out all of our sponsors in the description to pick up Pokemon TCG singles, sealed, and PTCG live codes. Hey trainers, tired of having too many cards lying around? I know that feeling, and I know what a hassle it is to try and sell those cards. But selling bulk is now easier than ever with TCG Bulk. Find tons of potential buyers in a single place. You just download the app, look for the best buyer near you, and carefully pack your bulk, ship it, and you get paid. It really is that simple. Turn the cards you don't want into the cards you absolutely need for your next deck. You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this entire video from the Shuffle Squad. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every person that supports our content, watches what we have going on every single day, every single week, even from time to time, and continuously allows us to have a forum to project our creative content towards the Pokemon TCG community. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and even leave a comment to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll catch you with our next video. Thanks again. Take it easy.